Poetic beats. Poetic beats.
This is First GenXers.
Poetic beats. Poetic beats.
Hello, and hello again. My name is Dark Lord 100, as you see there at the bottom of the screen, and with me, as always, is the one and only Saint, the man with the master plan, the point man, whatever you wish to call him, but just call him. And the one and only Rune Scryer, the man who runs the night shift.
What the
We
hell
are
is that?
That's what I always say. You can call them what you want. Just call them.
That's going on your Grinder profile, my boy.
Oh yeah.
That shit.
Well, you can't find us on Grinder because we don't fuck with that shit. But you can find us on Facebook.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
That's the fucking.
Yeah. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com, the Cheap Pop Podcast 25. Join our little group there, get all the new updated information, clips from the show, etc. So just go ahead and find us. So guess what, gentlemen? We are taking a break this week. Not from the show, not from any particular topic, but from the pop culture quiz. We're going to go do a little bit more research, and we are going to to find some questions that will truly stump your asses.
Dark Lord 100 got the W last week over me and decided that's it. I'm good. I'm done.
All right. Nah, real talk. It's taking a hiatus because I just didn't have time to go research the questions and find some good ones. I went whitewater rafting yesterday, so.
Ooh, nice.
So it was for a friend of mine's birthday. So yeah, I was worn out. You get done with all day whitewater rafting, trust me, you come home, that adrenaline kicks in, that old man kicks in, and you go to bed at 8:30. Okay. So, all right. So let's dive right into the hot topics, gentlemen. Yeah, as y'all know, we always open the show with at least a couple of hot topics, just things to talk. And this week I decided we were going to go on ahead and pop off with a movie review. For those of you who don't know, I think it was it last week? Was it this weekend, I believe?
Last week.
Last weekend. Happy Gilmore 2 was released. I've had a chance to watch it. Saint has had a chance to watch it. I believe, Dave, yes, you as well?
No, not yet.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Shooter!
And I've heard mixed reviews on it. I say it like this. I just said it to a couple of people on the boat yesterday. If you did not like Happy Gilmore 1, don't watch Happy Gilmore 2. Because it's the exact same style of humor. It's Adam Sandler's style of humor. And if you're not impressed with that, Happy Gilmore 2 is a love letter to the fans of Happy Gilmore 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're not going to enjoy 2 because it had it. What's up?
I mean, I like the first one. It's just not, Adam Sandler's just not a must watch for me. But from watching the trailer, I pretty much figured out that it was going to be all the beats of Happy Gilmore 1, just centered around his daughter rather than trying to save his grandma's house.
Yes.
I am glad to see everyone still alive returning in there. Um, just tell me that the Bob Barker fight's been replaced by Ken Jennings fight.
The Bob Barker fight was replaced. Saint, you with us? Oh, Saint may have frozen out there.
He's got brain freeze.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, there we go. But no, yes. It was replaced by, instead of a fight between Happy Gilmore and a celebrity, it was replaced by a fight between Happy Gilmore and Shooter.
Okay. That's worth it then. I was just looking forward to, like Ken Jennings when I learned that he was in the cast. I was looking forward to that fight with Ken Jennings. Go, I'm sorry, Happy. You didn't answer in the form of a question.
What's hilarious is the sheer insane number of celebrity
that was impressive.
appearances in this movie. And not just from like the Happy Gilmore genre or like the Adam Sandler genre of movies, like from every genre, everywhere.
Yeah, I mean,
sports to, everywhere.
Eminem is his caddy now, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Bad Bunny plays his caddy.
Well,
Bad Bunny plays his caddy. Eminem plays okay. You remember the dude in Happy Gilmore 1, the heckler? It was you're an asshole, Happy Gilmore. Like that dude. Eminem plays his son.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'll be honest with you, like just to go there, since we're talking about him while we're waiting for Sam to get back, the scene with Eminem for me was the best scene of the movie in regards to laughs. Eminem was hilarious. And another report that I read also from Adam Sandler said that there's an entire B-roll of just Eminem reshooting that scene for like an hour. And it's just hilarious. Yeah. And I can believe it because the scene that they chose to keep in the movie was off the charts hilarious for me.
Yeah.
I laughed no harder than any other part.
Joe Flaherty. I always forget Joe Flaherty's name.
Yeah.
Is
that the guy in the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was the heckler, yeah. And then but Adam Sandler also put on like multiple members of his family. I want to say like 2 of his daughters, at least one of his sons is in it. Like he put on his children like that. I was just like, damn, dude. Damn. Yeah. Adam out here giving people work.
But also there's like 10 PGA professionals in there or something like that.
Yep. There's 10 PGA professionals, like everybody from Bryce Shambo. I can't remember his name, not Bryce Shambo. A lot of the top golfers from today are in the movie. And who is it? Becky Lynch is in the movie.
Yeah, I heard. We couldn't get away from hearing about that.
Yeah, I'll say Nikki Garcia is in the movie, otherwise known as Nikki Bella. Who else? Like Reggie Bush is in the movie. Like you name a star, they're in it. And it was just it was the typical Adam Sandler movie. But the star of the movie to me was, oh God, what is his name? What was the guy that played Shooter McGavin?
Christopher McDonald.
Yeah, he is the star.
He's always fantastic. But yeah,
like his reprisal of Shooter, chef's kiss. Couldn't have asked for anything more. Awesome. And I would say even if you're not a fan of Sandler, he's enough reason to watch the movie.
Okay.
But in general, I give the movie like A+ because of the fact that it was just well done. And I was a fan of the first movie. I loved Happy Gilmore originally. And I think they even pay the fact that they spend the last 5 minutes of the movie, or not 5 minutes, but the last 30 seconds of the movie paying homage to all the actors who were in the old movie but had passed away since
Bob Barker, Grandma,
all of them. They all make an appearance like in a ghostly form at the end of the movie, and like not in a Star Wars like Obi-Wan Kenobi type way, but like they just appear and and like even the woman who played his wife, who ended up being the woman that ended up marrying him in the first one.
Yeah.
And not to give you any deep spoilers, but she's dead. Her character is gone in this one. I don't know if they couldn't get her back or what, but her character is gone. But she appears, since they list the character as dead, she appears in the final scene of the movie. Like she's the last ghost that they show. So her character. So at the end of the day, Adam got everybody in there. There was some talk of there being issues about the fact that MJF was in it and Becky Lynch was in it, but it ended up not being an issue. But yeah, we had Becky Lynch as a golfer, as a bad golfer, and then we had MJF played Adam Sandler's oldest son, like Happy Gilmore's oldest son.
MJF, Michael J. Fox.
He's Maxwell James Friedman. He's a wrestler for AEW.
Got it. Okay.
One of the top wrestlers for AEW. But yeah, so he got that part in that movie, and as Adam's oldest boy. You can trust me, he stands out. He's like the most muscular out of all boys.
Okay.
I think the other two boys are actually his son, and I know the girl that plays his daughter is actually his daughter.
Right.
And his other older daughter plays a role as well.
Yeah.
Oh, and they brought back Ben Stiller too.
Yeah, I knew that, which I really want. You're in my world now, Grandma.
Yeah. Here's the thing about it, and I'm going to let this sidetrack us for a second while we're hoping to get Saint back.
Yeah.
Ben Stiller plays some of the best assholes in Hollywood. Like, and he does it with it. Like, I know he's not an asshole, but he plays some of the best assholes in Hollywood.
And he can switch from some of the best assholes to the best nebbish characters. Like, there's something about Mary.
Yeah. Meet the Parents.
Yeah.
Or Meet the Fockers.
Yeah, that whole trilogy. Yeah.
No, 100%. Like, I just have to give the guy credit.
He's got great comedy genes too. I mean, his parents.
Stiller was amazing as well. Yeah.
Jerry and Estelle. The classic, radio vaudeville comedy duo.
So it's running in his blood. So I was trying to wait for Saint to get back for us to jump to the next topic, but
screw him.
I don't know when he's going to be back. So, word has it that August 25th is the day that the Tim Burton Batman films, for one day only, will return to the feed. Fans will be able to experience remastered versions of the 1989's Batman and 1992's Batman Returns exclusively at 160 Dolby Cinemas locations worldwide. The iconic films star Keaton, Jack Nicholson, Danny DeVito, and Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yep.
So for one day only, you can go back and check out what was possibly one of the most epic Batman movie sets that was created.
Yeah, and also because I spent my movie watching time checking out Fantastic Four. Yeah, there's an advertisement that end of September. That's when all three Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films are going to get released in theaters through Fathom Events.
Now, can I expound upon these two announcements?
Yeah.
With some thought about the movie industry? I think the movie industry is burnt out. And what I mean by that is burnt out of original ideas. There's a lot of remakes, reboots, and also redistributing of older products from the 80s, from the 90s, sometimes from the 70s. And it concerns me. Like, it concerns me in a really bad way. What do you say?
I don't think that Hollywood creativity is necessarily burned out.
Yeah.
It is that whatever you think of Hollywood's political leanings.
Mm.
It is run by corporate corporate hierarchies, and
Right.
corporations are notoriously risk averse.
Right.
That's why they just want stuff that has the best chance of making the most amount of money because they're businessmen. That's all
Right.
that they want to do. So that's why we're getting all these re-releases, these remakes, these reboots, these massive franchises.
Yeah.
Um, there's still a lot of creativity out there. I mean, dude, Sinners.
I have yet to see it, but it is on HBO Max, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
watch it. I'm gonna
I
watch
mean,
it.
yeah, taking over. I mean, that shows that there's still lots of creativity in Hollywood,
Yeah.
but um, it's just not corporate backed. And this is all levels of entertainment. Okay, movies, TV shows, comics, video games, RPG games. It's just it's conservative corporate culture.
Yeah.
So why take chances with new stuff?
Right.
Um, and especially when you get these high profile flameouts like Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
they want their money back. They don't want to burn the money, and they don't want to take the risk that the money's going to get burned. I mean, it's always been true. Going back to Star Wars, okay, the episode 4, the only reason why the very first original Star Wars movie was made was because George Lucas was in tight with Francis Ford Coppola, and
uh,
Francis Ford Coppola basically um, threw his considerable weight, because he had done Godfather and Godfather 2, in addition to Apocalypse Now and all sorts of other stuff. He threw his weight around at the studio to do it, and Lucas famously cut his director salary in exchange for 20% of the merchandising, not the profits off the film, the merchandising. And the studios were like, sure, we'll go for that. Yeah, you want 20% of nothing? Sure, we'll give you 20% of nothing. Who cares about merchandising? Which next year's everyone's like,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Like yeah, that was a smart. Like it's just like what was it? There was an actor that took royalties on like the one role that they had, as opposed to taking like a straight salary, and now like that is one of the most pop. It's like one of the most popular icons. I forget
I know
IPs out there.
I know the story that you're talking about. I can't remember who you're talking about, but yeah.
Well, I'll say this as well. Okay, uh, we were talking about Happy Gilmore too, right?
Yeah.
And I mentioned the Adam Sandler deal with Netflix, I think. But
Yeah.
this kind of brings me to this. I think this is also part of the problem with Hollywood as well. It's not a problem with Hollywood. It's just where the big name studios, Warner Brothers, et cetera, like that, to an extent, they don't like the fact that to an extent they're being phased out. Because Adam Sandler signed a lucrative deal
Oh yeah.
with Netflix for a 4-movie deal worth about $250 million, which was renewed for another 4 movies in 2020 for an estimated up to $275 million.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how much did Matt Parker and Trey Stone sign on for another 5 seasons of South Park?
1.5 billion, I believe.
Billion.
Yeah.
Billion. But they had to cut Stephen Colbert because of money issues.
Yeah. We won't
Yeah.
get into that.
So we ain't going to get into the politics of that. But yeah, and I think that the advantage that Adam Sandler has is, one, he has his own production company.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So he's the boss. He gets to say what gets made, what gets doesn't. So
Right.
the problem with him is distribution. And as we've seen over the past several years, Netflix has not met a product that they will not
Distribute.
show. They will not
Oh,
distribute. Yeah. So, um, but fun trivia note for you.
okay.
And I wish Saint were here to hear this also because about the music industry. So back in the 1930s, before the rise of Nazi Germany, this guy in Germany created magnetic tape recording,
Okay.
and um, it was the studio, the radio companies and everybody. They fought tooth and nail to prevent magnetic tape recording technology from coming into the United States
Wow.
because their point was, well, everyone, if it's freely available, people are just going to record, they're not going to tune in anymore, da. And it was Bing Crosby who saw the potential and forced that technology on the radio industry because he wanted to archive his shows.
Wow.
And
Okay.
now up until recently, from the 1930s to say the 1990s, 60 years, magnetic tape recording was the dominant media distribution for the
Yeah.
entertainment industry
Before the introduction of CDs and
and
this.
digital. Yeah.
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 Wow.
So,
That's an interesting
so
move.
these guys up in the C-suite, they don't know really what they don't care about potential. They just want their money now.
Yeah.
Is big a return as possible. Massive returns. That's all that they care about. And they don't care about what the future is. There's so many ways that um, all the streamers could have. I mean, Hulu was one of the best possible outcomes,
Right.
where it started as multiple entertainment companies coming together, sharing their content under one platform.
Right.
That was the way, rather than just Netflix dominating everything.
Well, now Netflix and Hulu, their both invention were critical to where we are now, and I
Right.
get what you're saying, and the fact that now, and this is where I say it affects Hollywood, like we were saying before.
Right.
Now, Netflix and Hulu are their own production companies. Now, Netflix and Hulu are producing new shows and distributing them on their streaming services.
Yes and no. Hulu is still multiple companies working together.
Mm.
It's just that a lot of companies like Sony backed out or made different deals with other companies as the streamer explosion happened.
Yeah.
Disney gobbled up Fox and a couple of others.
Yeah.
And Disney bought Comcast's Universal's share of Hulu. So now it's primarily Disney run.
Yes, which is why we have Disney, which is why we now have the Hulu section of the Disney Plus
Right.
app.
Right.
Where you can watch all the Hulu stuff.
Right.
But
I do see what you're saying because
Yeah.
Hulu, they're streaming a lot of stuff that while Disney's expanded their library and their themes dramatically since the Star Wars and Marvel acquisition,
Yeah.
they're still gun shy about a lot of stuff. That's why Alien Earth, which is coming later in this month, is going to be on FX/Hulu.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I think Josh Gad just announced that he and a production buddy of his, they're going to do a Hulu series based off of the old John Ritter movie, Stay Tuned.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, which I'm going to go, but wait a minute. going through and living in different channels in the modern cable age, what the hell is that going to look like? They're just jumping from reality show to reality show to reality show.
Uh, I think you could get really interesting with it. I
Yeah.
think that you could go back in time to some older sitcoms.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that what I'm saying, like you could skip through those types of channels. I think there's a lot of potential there for, and this is the format that I think would most maximize what they're trying to do.
That's like
If they're
WandaVision.
going to do a TV format, each episode is a show.
Right. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm interested to see what they're going to do with it. And Jeffrey Jones aside, I loved Stay Tuned.
Oh, Stay
Yeah.
Tuned was an amazing movie.
It's worth it just for the Three's Company cameo.
Oh,
That was
100%.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah.
So that'll close us out for Hot Topics. Saint, we'll give you a little bit of time at the top of whatchamacallit to give your thoughts on the Tim Burton return to the theaters, and then we'll move into Pop Culture Corner, which is what we have coming next. All right, Saint, go ahead and take it away. Give us your thoughts on Tim Burton's masterpieces returning to the theaters for one night on August 25th.
Wait, go ahead. I'll go ahead and spend my money on that for the opportunity, because like the first time, actually, I went to both showings at the theater. I went to go see Batman in Detroit in 1989, and I went to go see Batman Returns in 1992 in San Diego. So yeah, I'm definitely for it. And just for all you youngsters out there that were teeny tiny, or you weren't even a thought process yet, you need to have you need to have the testicular fortitude to go see this movie, because Batman 1989, as most people have it, that's a movie that you really can't cheat yourself out of being. Jack Nicholson had a fantastic performance. Most people consider Michael Keaton to be the best Batman. So if you don't cheat
If you
yourself,
disagree, go check it out and see.
exactly.
There's an opportunity. I was a poet. I didn't even know it. Oh, what spitting rhymes.
Oh my
Anyway.
God, that sounds like that's Andrew Dice Clay. Come on, man.
All right. So we have an update on two particular animated movies coming out soon. So Comic-Con gets animated with Coyote versus Acme and Bad Girls 2 updates. They were in the H Hall for Comic-Con, and they were given a sneak peek. And when the movie features John Cena, is in Coyote versus Acme, and I guess it's Coyote suing Acme for all the bad stuff that they've sent him throughout the years.
Yeah. And I believe it's Will Forte that's in it, not Will Arnett. I can't remember.
Good on that.
And Will Lutz. I'll have to take a look. Hang on a sec. While we wait for Saint to reconnect.
All right. So yeah, we're waiting for Saint's camera to come back on, and then we'll bring him back. Yeah. So John Cena's in
Will Forte. Yeah, Will Forte. Yeah.
Will Forte.
Yeah. Also, Lana Condor, who we last saw as Jubilee in X-Men Days of Futures Past, or X-Men Apocalypse.
Okay.
Just looking at the IMDb cast list. And that's it.
Yeah.
So,
oh, that's you. Okay.
yeah, that's me. That's my phone going off.
Technology is technology is running all kinds of hell. What's going on here? Oh
No,
my
that's
God, my
that's
back
just
hurt.
my
Like what
that's
the?
my blood glucose alert.
Oh,
So
oh, no. Oh, okay. Got to go take care of some business. Then.
no, just yeah,
All right.
I'm all good now. So, but
So,
yeah,
okay.
so
Yeah.
I'm just happy that Coyote versus Acme is coming out. I
Yes.
mean, just such a brilliant concept to waste the way that Warner Brothers was willing to waste it.
Uh, and yeah, I guess at one point this movie was not going to be made, or
No,
what?
it was going to be made, and then the merger between Warner Brothers and Discovery happened, and we got the asshole who's currently in charge of Discovery
Uh,
got in charge of Warner Brothers, and that was part of his brilliant cost-cutting plan. To he's the one who shelved Coyote. He shelved Coyote versus Acme. He canned Batgirl. This is the guy whose brilliant move is to take all of the legacy content off of the HBO Max app and shelve that in favor of putting more reality shows into production.
yeah, that was stupid.
Yeah, this is the guy who shelved classic Looney Tunes on the HBO Max app. He How many name changes has HBO Max gone through?
Now it's just Max.
Yeah,
It's not
now
even
it's back,
No,
HBO
no,
and
Max.
then
no. It's back to HBO Max again.
Is it?
yeah,
Yeah.
again, yeah, exactly.
Like what the
And
fuck, bro?
yeah, this is a guy who says that, well, Hollywood's in a recession because we're here at Cannes, and I can't see as many yachts as I used to.
Dang. I
He
can't see
legit
as many.
said that. This guy is the epitome of entertainment C-suite.
Uh,
So yeah, and
that's insane.
he's also the reason why, as I refer to it, when you get the Disney Plus package, you get Disney Plus and you get Hulu, but you now also get HBO Max as a free sprinkles for your ice cream.
Yeah.
That
Technically, it's not free because you pay 26 for the entire bundle.
right, but that's like an
So
additional
like,
like
yeah,
$5 or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
so
that, but it's definitely not the priority like
yeah,
that you would
it's,
think that
that is not the
trying to.
priority that Warner Brothers could be and
Right.
thought they were going to be when they pulled out of Hulu.
Uh,
That they said we're going to go make our own streaming service with blackjack and hookers, and then they put the absolute worst person in charge.
Really?
Don't keep me
Blackjack and hookers.
Come
Wow.
on, Dave.
Uh,
This is a
like
family show.
you guys don't get the Futurama reference.
Yeah, I
yes, I
know, but
did.
I
I'm gonna
know,
build
but
my
I
own
just
planet.
Yeah,
With blackjack and hookers. But Bender, gotta love me some Bender.
yeah.
All right, and then well, I'll say. So before we move on, there
But
was
we
one
ain't gonna get
other.
demonetized over that. Jeez, please believe me that.
Uh, you guys are fan, or I know Saint's a fan of Strange New Worlds, but it was announced at Comic Con that there will be in the upcoming season a puppet episode of
Yes,
Strange New Worlds where all the characters are puppets, and the puppets will be created by the Jim Henson Creature Shop.
yes.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I might actually just tune in for that episode. Not that Strange New Worlds isn't a great series.
oh
I
no,
just have to finally admit it to myself. I
Yeah,
am
no,
not as big of a Star Trek fan as I used to be.
I like.
The original show.
I've only seen a couple of episodes of Strange New Worlds. I like what I see, breaking the original Roddenberry canon aside, um, and timeline aside. Um, my issue is with Paramount with their recent bending the knee and publicly saying that they are ending all DEI initiatives
Yeah.
so that they could get that merger going. So,
Well,
I'm
yeah.
back. It's like, Mr. Chekhov, set course to Orion Space for Pirate Bay Station. So I'm headed back towards the high seas of the internet, shall we say, when it comes to upcoming Paramount products and shows.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
I don't either.
All right. So we got the next subject up here, moving off of Comic-Con, and it is a subject that I like to call when people have too much fucking money. It's a series of events that I've seen happen to my life throughout my life when people have too much fucking money. When people have too much fucking money, they buy gold yachts. Like that, there's much better things you could spend money on than that. When people have too much money, they line the outside of their jet with gold. That's just too much money. Now, the two examples that you see on the screen is at a recent auction. The whip from the movie Indiana Jones was sold for $500,000. I can think of about 8 billion better uses of $500,000 than for the whip from Indiana Jones. Too much money. The Citizen Kane sled goes for $14.75 million.
Yep.
A fucking sled that appeared in all it did in the movie was appear.
Yep. And
Rosebud.
before and I think
shit ever in Hollywood.
a week or two before, one of the stormtrooper helmets from the original Star Wars sold for, I think it was 1.25 million.
Get the fuck out of here! Like, guys, if there's anybody out there that got that kind of money, don't waste it on that. Venmo me. I can think of better uses for it. Like, I can think of much better uses for it that'll make the world a much better place. So if you got money and you just gonna throw it at a wall and see what sticks like that, throw it at me. I would beg of you. Because this, I'm not saying, like, I understand that those are important pieces of memorabilia that mean a lot to people, and some people are willing to pay a lot of money. And I don't know what the auction house did with the money. They might have used it for charities, etc. It may have been, I think most of the time when those, like, movie items go up, it's normally an auction for charity or for some particular cause or something like that. So don't get me wrong. But really, you got $14.75 million to spend on a sled. Gentlemen, your thoughts. I've said my piece.
Rosebud. That's it. That's it. Because I will no. Let me go ahead and rephrase that. For someone to even think of considering, first of all, I don't have no skin in the game with that. Like, I'm I'm not going to sit up here and say I'm barely paying rent, but I mean, I'm comfortable enough to where I can pay my bills and be able to, fuck around and, throw some money out, like an idiot. But I mean, 14 million for a fucking sled.
Yep. I mean,
or wait a minute, hold on. And what was it for the whip?
$525,000.
525,000.
$525,000. $500,000.
Harrison Ford, the original, and if it's the same whip, if it's the same whip from that movie, then yeah, I think that would probably be. But if it's a different whip, entirely different, like no. Because some of that shit do be, sometimes it depends on what's being collected. Because I mean, Rosebud, 14 million, because you got to think about it. The older the movie, the more valuable the thing. But I mean, not 14 million for a sled. And definitely not $500,000 for a whip. Maybe 32,000 or some shit like that. I mean, rich people are a little crass, so I don't know.
Yep. I
I'm
completely
having a headache about it right now.
I completely understand and agree with you. money can't buy class, but just pointing out that people having way too fucking much money is how we got some of the greatest artistic masterpieces in history.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
When you look at the works of the Renaissance masters, all of those came because there was some literally some asshole who had too much money. No.
Sistine Chapel.
Yeah, I am deadly serious about this. Okay, the Borgias, no, they were assholes, complete, absolute rich assholes. Okay, the Medicis and all of them in the Renaissance period. So yes, I see both. I see both points. The big question is, especially for the Rosebud sled, are they going to be paying for the preservation of that? That's the important thing, I think, because have you guys ever seen current pictures of the ruby slippers from Wizard of Oz?
The one that sold for 32 point something million.
Yeah.
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 Judy Garland's ruby slippers. Yeah. In December.
Yeah.
So I paid 32.5 million.
Ratty ass sequins falling off.
Wow. Somebody didn't take care of them. Yeah.
No. So yeah, and
they still sold for 32.5 million.
Yes,
Talk about throwing money down a drain.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, hopefully they'll, people with that amount of money, they care about the prestige enough to also pay for restoration and preservation.
Right.
So that's the only bright side in there. And I'm not even a fan of Wizard of Oz or Citizen Kane. Citizen Kane isn't Orson Welles' best film in my mind, but I understand the general sentiment, and I can see, wanting to preserve a lot of these iconic bits of memorabilia, of film history, of important film history. Fuck anything from Gone with the Wind.
All right. So just a few more details on this. It was a Heritage Foundation.
Yeah.
Want to say
Heritage
auction.
Heritage Auctions, not Heritage Foundation.
Sorry, my bad. My bad. Heritage Auctions, summer entertainment auction that they hold evidently yearly. They said also at this point, this was what, earlier this week, they said they still have one more day left, and what was left to be auctioned off were bids for Macaulay Culkin's knit snowcap from Home Alone, a Kurt Russell revolver from Wyatt Earp, a pair of Hattori Hanzo prop swords from Kill Bill Volume 1, and a first edition set of the Harry Potter novels signed by J.K. Rowling.
Screw that.
Where those are going.
Hell with her.
But yeah, so and they said that, just like you said, they said that the 15 million paid for the Citizen Kane sled was second only to the 32 million paid for the
Ruby Red Slippers.
For the Ruby Red Slippers from Wizard of Oz. So wow.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
People with way too much fucking money.
Well, Nick Cage has way too much fucking money, and he's using that money to preserve his copy of Action Comics number 27 for posterity.
That sounds like a valuable thing. That sounds like something that's worth it.
Yep.
All right. So I guess Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson are dating now?
Yeah, I heard that.
From what I've heard, yeah. So
okay, I can see that.
I mean, I'm mid on Pamela Anderson. It's like, she's self-aware in a lot of things, but I'm really happy for Liam Neeson, especially considering how his first wife died really tragically. And this Natasha Richardson.
Yeah.
She died in that skiing accident, and I'm glad that he's able to move on, find someone who cares about him and that he cares about, and he's back in that frame of mind again.
Well, I guess at the end of the new Naked Gun movie, he
Mhm.
does a duet with her. And I guess it was a last minute surprise addition. And
Yeah.
the fact Liam Neeson's first time ever in a recording studio, as far as like it's for
Yeah.
music.
Yeah, for music,
I'm
yeah.
intrigued. Like I'll probably try to watch Naked Gun on, I believe it's out already, is it not?
Yeah, it's already out.
Yeah. Yeah, so that means there's probably a copy of it on my favorite website. So I'll probably be checking it out there. But yeah, what, man? I have a favorite website. I
Yeah.
can't say the name live on air, but yeah, I have a favorite website, and it provides me with these things. All right. So now this was a thing that we had last week that David brought up to us. So I'm gonna kind of let you take this one away, sir. About
Okay.
the first looks at Ezra Bridger in Ahsoka season 2,
Okay.
San Diego Comic-Con.
Yes. So, it's kind of hard if you haven't watched Rebels to understand what's going on. But
Okay.
once it was confirmed that, yes, we were getting Grand Admiral Thrawn in Ahsoka,
Hmm.
Ezra had to come next.
Okay.
He had to come. So he was the focus of the Rebels animated series, or a big chunk of the focus. His training in the Force from Kanan Jarrus.
Yeah.
And he literally, um, you guys have all seen Superman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. He literally pulled Get the Toy with against Thrawn's Lex Luthor. He pulled out something from his connections that he had developed throughout the series that Thrawn was not expecting, and basically transported before Thrawn's Star Destroyer could start eliminating the main planet in Rebels. He jumped that all the way to the other side of the galaxy.
Wow.
Yeah, and he went with it. So Ezra had a really great. Everybody in Rebels. If you have not seen Rebels, watch it.
Yeah.
It's shorter than the massive poetic edda that is the Clone Wars.
Yeah. This is.
Yeah, and it is beautifully written, beautifully voice acted. Everything about it is just peak Star Wars. It's everything you love about Star Wars um, in there, and legitimately, you will be crying in the last season with everything that happens in there. Um, but it was great series. I'm glad to see Ezra back. I clowned Ezra when Rebels first started and he built his lightsaber, and he wasn't as good as deflecting blaster bolts at first. So he built his. It looked like he built his lightsaber out of a Depot staple gun, because it was literally like this grip, and then this block in front of it, and then the blade coming up, and the block had like stun bolts that he'd shoot out.
Oh, right. That's pretty dope.
Yeah,
Shit.
it was cool, but I was just clowning. It's like, yes, lightsaber from Home Depot. Do it yourself. Um, yeah, but Ezra grew on me. Every character in there grew on me over. I'm so happy. to see all the Rebels characters getting the live action love that they deserve. Uh, Especially everyone's favorite murder bot, Chopper. I'm telling you that droid has not met a war crime against the Empire that he did not like and commit.
All right, so last subject for Pop Culture Corner here, gentlemen, is one I'm pretty sure Saint's going to have a lot to say about, so we'll let him go first. But supposedly, it is being reported that MGK, better known as Machine Gun Kelly, better known as the man who decided to take himself to a different genre of music after battling one of the greatest of his own generation, he was supposed to be in Sinners, but couldn't do the audition all the way through because he refused to say the N-word. So, Saint, I'll let you kick us off and we'll all give our thoughts on whether or not, A, we believe whether or not this is true, or B, and B, like, yeah.
Because that's cap. That's cap. I'm sorry.
I'm right there with you.
I'm sorry because, Machine Gun Kelly, like, he's weak sauce. Like, he wants to be relevant and.
Don't get me wrong. He had his moment in the sun. He had his 15 minutes. He's done good. He's done a lot of good in his community. But go away.
Listen, he didn't even have his moment in the sun. I mean, he might have been under a couple of rain clouds, and that's about the fucking it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
and
he's like a third. He's like a third-rate. He's like a third-rate Vanilla Ice, and even I can't even put Vanilla Ice into that. You know what I'm saying?
That's insulting to Vanilla Ice.
That's like he's 6 degrees separated by Rico Suave, and maybe 2/3 of
So in the pantheon of white rappers, where does Machine Gun Kelly rank next to, in accordance with Snow?
No. I fucks with Snow. No. I
actually had his album for a little bit.
Snow's a real motherfucker. Okay,
I know.
But no.
That's something you go back.
He's about as close. No. Machine Gun Kelly is about as close as to real as Slim Jesus, and that was a rapper, and we all know that motherfucker was he was viral. Yeah. He's about as real as Slim Jesus. Okay?
I just say it like
Slim Jesus, y'all.
I believe that you went in and read for a role in Sinners. I believe that you stunk up the audition. I believe you didn't get the part, and I believe you want to spin it in a positive direction. So now, instead of I just went in and stunk up the room, and the director said, "Nah, man, it's they liked me, but I just couldn't say the N-word, so I just couldn't do that. So they had to not sign me, but they wanted me. But they wanted me, man. Sound like your old uncle at the family reunion.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, man, I could have been a member of the OJs. Like I went and I did my spin move. They loved me, man, but they went with the other dude instead. But I could have been a part of the OJs.
Man, get the entire fuck out of here, man.
I have not heard M's diss track to MGK. Yeah, I have not heard Kill Shot, but I will put cash money on the barrel right now that he dusted MGK off like breadcrumbs after eating a crusty sandwich.
And I agree with you 100%, but I am surprised how many people in the music industry legitimately try to say that whatchamacallit, what was MGK's track called? See, I can't remember the name of it.
It was I don't even remember, but it was.
I know Eminem's was Kill Shot, wasn't it?
I think
Yeah.
it was. But
Yeah, I think the response was Kill Shot.
I need
But
some-
I don't remember what his track was called.
Yeah.
But like there are people actually out there that they're like, no, he toasted Eminem. Like, yeah, you might want to go to the hospital because I think there's something off with your brain. Some synapses are not firing. I'm not saying that Killshot was the best work of Eminem's career. It's nowhere
Right.
near. But Eminem didn't need to bring his best to do better than MGK.
Yeah.
Eminem's worst album has outsold MGK's best album by like millions of albums.
Yeah. It's like there's people who still think that Drake came out ahead of Kendrick Lamar. You
No,
know, do you smell burnt toast?
when your diss track is turned into a video game and you get to perform it on the top of the or at the Super Bowl on that national stage, yeah, bro, you were roasted. Just let it go.
Yeah,
just let it go.
So
take the L,
you
move
saw
on.
it, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the article. Yeah, when they make your diss track into a video game, yeah, no.
This isn't a remotely debatable conversation. This isn't a remotely debatable conversation like cannabis versus LL. Okay,
Yeah.
where you can understand. Yeah,
when your track gets turned into the biggest diss song on the planet, and the A minor part of it comes out because I was listening to that shit.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like,
I'm sorry.
Man, you need to let your career go.
I'm sorry. Drake needed to disappear for a few years the minute Serena Williams was crip walking on his grave on national TV. Like, it was over for you, son. There was no recovering from that. Your ex-girlfriend is on the Super Bowl crip walking on your grave. Yeah, bro, you're done. Let it go.
You guys saw the Saturday Night Live clip from the 50th anniversary of Will Ferrell and Ann Gasteyer bringing back the Crumps, the music teachers.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I did see that clip. So like, yeah, like, and not to mention that it was genuinely, like, I will admit this. I agree with some people that say Not Like Us got completely overplayed. Not because it was a bad track, it was overplayed. It was everywhere for like a good 6 months. You couldn't turn on the TV, you couldn't watch a TV show, you couldn't watch even sports stuff without having people mention it. So like it became the market became completely oversaturated with it.
Yeah.
Again, your diss track is so strong. Like the diss track against you is so strong. It
becomes a cultural meme.
Hold on.
Cross-cultural meme.
I gotta go ahead. I have to go ahead and give a shout out to the one and only Taste by Tosh. And let me tell you about this lady, ladies and gentlemen. She's a bad chef. I saw something I think it was today. Was it earlier today or last night? I think it was earlier today, but the food was really good. I forgot. I don't know if it was like squash on there or like, damn, it was really good.
Awesome.
Hello. That's always me.
Chalking in.
Thank you. Thank you for tapping in, ma'am.
All right. So, but yeah, like that it's just like I said. I don't believe this with Machine Gun Kelly. I don't believe the people that say, even though I worked with one of them, I don't believe the people that say MGK won it. The last time I actually liked MGK was the year, I forget the name of the song, but they used him as an entrance song for John Cena at WrestleMania. That was the last time I came close to liking or even respecting MGK. Yeah. Him and Megan Fox, they can go right off into the sunset.
Yep.
Matter of fact, just make a flying car and just fly directly into the sun.
This is how you do it. Just don't go away mad. Just
go away.
Go away. Yep. 100%. Yep. All right. So that will actually close us out for Pop Culture Corner. So coming up after this break right quick, we will be back with SmackDown Alley, and we are talking SummerSlam Night 1. and previewing SummerSlam Night 2, as well as a couple of random wrestling stories thrown in there as well. And then we'll follow that up with some video game talk. You are watching the Cheap Pop Podcast right here on the, what is it, First GenXers? No, yeah, on the First GenXers broadcast network. You watching us on YouTube, Twitch.
We gotta get your stuff straight now, man.
Nah, man, nah, I'm good. I'm good with being confused. Gotta
dial it back there a little bit, okay? On the smoke.
No, never. Never. Oh man, but all right, we're gonna take that commercial break and we'll be back. Y'all stay with us. We got some more great content coming for you. Peace.
This is now versus then. This is now versus then. Get on your mark, let's go. This is now versus then. Burning up your radio, still turning up the heat with Poetic on the flow. Got you moving to the beats with the Saint as your host. Shout out the collective, hold it down, we gon' clown, that's the lesson. Where Generation X meets Generation Next, with them bangers from the east to the south to the west. Yeah, this how we do it in Sacktown. Slide to the studio, yup, it goes down. Everybody fall through, these beats gon' pound. Waking the game up, told you it goes down. And this is only the intro. Turn the mics on, shout out to my kinfolk. Where you at, y'all? Let's get this started. Turn down for what? We about to start the party. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. This is now versus then. This is now versus then. This is now versus then. This is now versus then.
it. Yeah. Come on. Searching for yourself, so insecure about the way you look, so you go to Miami. You can't find the love within yourself.
Sorry.
You know I was gonna fuck with you, bro.
Well, sometimes I forget that when we come up like that. Yeah. Anyway, so I just wanted to give a shout out to Banana Clip 47. What up, fam? In the
Good, Banana
comments,
Clip.
thanks for tapping
Squad
in.
up.
Yeah.
Breaking the Silence podcast with Nikki Nicole. Thank you for tapping in. That's going to be
Hey.
fixed there in a second.
Oh, she must be
We
on the other
appreciate
side.
y'all sliding through and showing some support for this early edition.
Hey, Arthur, Nikki,
Just to
Nicole.
just to remind you guys, this is an early edition of the Cheap Pop Podcast. We normally air at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, but with SummerSlam Night 2 going on tonight, we figured we'd wrap it up a little bit early.
Yeah.
So, speaking of the summer and the slam, I'll say it was a wow. Like night one was so far. I'm happy. Like I know some people are upset with the ending. I know some people are not on that fuckery, but in general, I thought that the match card as a whole really delivered. In here's the thing, and we'll kick it off with this. The opening match was Roman Reigns and Jey Uso taking on Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. And man, let me tell you that those four put on a hell of a show. And I don't want to ever hear anybody say that Roman is selfish again. And I'm not even just talking about the fact. I'm talking about the way this man told this story to build up his cousin in that ring.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Amazing. Gentlemen, your thoughts?
I agree 100%. I mean, Roman he took 2 spears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he took the bullet for Jey twice. That was a fantastic way to show character development for Roman, and how he is different now, coming back in.
100%.
Masterful storytelling with it, but the whole match itself, absolutely. Just the look on Paul Heyman's face as the cousins were getting the W. That was
the moment for me right there. When Roman's jawing at Paul Heyman, he's like, "No, I'm the victim." Like you can see him out. He's like, "No, you did me wrong."
Yeah.
And as he's backing up the ramp, Saints, what were your thoughts on this opening match?
Okay. First of all, there were a couple of takeaways. All right. The entrance. Okay. When Roman came into the building, even I had to stand up and throw up the one. Okay. When they threw the motherfuckers out the ring and Jey decided to get up and do another yeet while in the middle of the match, that was fucking epic. Because then after that point, it was on and cracking. All right. I have to give it up, though, respectfully, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker was showing their ass.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's no doubt about it that those two are definitely gonna be doing a lot more damage especially now that Mr. Mr. Seth Rollins, fuck him, and
Yeah, we'll get to that at the end of the
yeah,
show.
no, we got that, but no, really good. But the performance between the two cousins
Yeah.
was excellent.
They work well together.
It showed a lot of promise with this
And
new 2.0 bloodline going forward, and
yeah,
I guarantee it's gonna be something.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think
And
that, yeah.
and Braun, don't hate. That's actually how WWE was listing it on their sidebar. They were listing them as Braun.
Ron,
Um,
Ron,
yeah, they actually they worked well together as a tag team. They brought a lot of innovative moves into there. Uh, Breaker. Bronson Reed had Jay up on his shoulders, and Bronson Reed or Braun Breaker hit the. I can't remember what it was called, but
the Frankensteiner.
no, it wasn't the Frankensteiner. It was when he was on the top rope. Reed
Yeah,
was
he clotheslines him off.
yeah, and clotheslines him off. That
Yeah.
was an old move of his dad's, apparently.
Yeah, I want to say that move was no, it wasn't the Frankensteiner. What was it? Oh God, I can't think of the name of it right now. Yeah, but that's old Steiner Brothers finisher. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was great, and I think Braun Breaker, most of all, is really developing his character, and it really showed in the ring work, and the in-ring interactions, not just with Bronson Reed, but with Roman and Jay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much so. That match, like I said, definite 20-minute match, definitely match of the night candidate.
Yeah.
The next match, I like the result. I like the way everything went. I love the way that they're playing with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss as the frenemies type thing. Where if you watch the intro, they're fucking with each other all the way down to the ring.
Oh yeah,
and then they get in the ring and they go for their pose, and then Charlotte Flair's like over Alexa's like, I loved all of it.
Yeah.
And then you of course had the moment that everybody saw coming with the way everything has been being played, where Alexa accidentally hits Charlotte.
Yeah.
And drop. Alexa, stop.
Just call her
Bliss.
Calling her.
Yeah, I gotta call her Blissy. But where Blissy inevitably hits Charlotte by accident.
Yeah.
And everybody thought this was the moment that was gonna lead to Perez and
Raquel
Rodriguez retaining. And actually, Charlotte Flair doesn't turn back on her, even though Charlotte gave us a beautiful moment with that, where Charlotte gets up from that and they get that shot of Charlotte looking at her like, bitch,
yeah,
you really just like, and then Alexa's worried now at this point, like, uh-oh, is Charlotte about to turn on me? And then you get the moment where Charlotte saves the day and knocks out Rodriguez, so Alexa or Blissy can finish the.
She hits his sister Abigail to pin Roxanne. Yeah,
gentlemen, your thoughts on this tag team match?
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, those two are a great match. I don't care if they're not friends. Okay, that match was a piece of work.
Yeah,
it was
definitely a piece of work. And Roxanne Perez, she's a piece of work too, but
yeah.
I want to say she's only like 21, 22 years old. She's
still
years left ahead of her.
Yeah,
she's going to be dominant. But
yeah,
so apparently in the post event show in there, they're interviewing Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair in there, and they're both wearing their shirts saying, not friends, allies of convenience on the back in there.
Nice.
And Charlotte, and of course the question gets asked, well, are you guys finally friends in there? And Charlotte's just standing up, and then she's just kind of and calls Alexa in for the hug on the camera. So it's great storytelling, great work by the ladies in there. sold every moment, especially. And um, you know, congratulations to the new tag team champions. Um, I believe if you listen clearly enough, you can actually hear, because it was in New Jersey, you can actually hear Liv screaming for her belt.
We'll see
But
what happens when she comes back, man.
exactly, I do like the setup, the overall flow of the night. It sets up a lot for Judgment Day
Yeah.
moving forward.
We'll see
Sets up
what
a
happens
lot,
with tonight.
yeah,
Yeah.
sets up a lot more of the in clubhouse drama.
Yeah.
So
They could, I believe, all of Judgment Day could be, or did they defend the belts at Raw this week?
no, they
I
lost
want
the
to say
belt.
Judgment. I want to say Judgment Day. They didn't lose the belt, did they?
No, I
It's
don't.
no. I'm not talking about
no.
the women's tag team. I'm talking about the men's tag team.
Yeah, the men's. I thought that the men's lost.
Did they?
I could be wrong.
Could be.
Yeah.
Well, if the men did
Well,
lose
Jen-
their belts before SummerSlam,
No,
you can
I
pretty
think
much
they did say they
look
were
at
all.
the
I think
dominant.
they had all gold.
They did, but I'm saying like they drop the tag team belts at Raw? I don't think so.
know.
But if they did, I would say it's pretty much a lock that that Dominic's dropping the IC title at SummerSlam.
Yeah, that's.
Okay, so on to the next match, which I thought was a really good match, but a lot of people on the internet was disappointed. Well, let's say it was a singles match between Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. And if Kross wins, Zayn would have to admit that Kross was right, that Zayn is not a good person. If Zayn won, Kross had to admit he was wrong about Sami Zayn. So this match was ended with Karrion Kross losing again to Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn walking away and Karrion Kross. There's a strong belief after the way Karrion Kross left the ring after this match that he may not be back to the WWE because he did do a lot to get himself popular on the internet and stuff like that, and it doesn't seem to be enough to have Triple H and WWE push him as far as from a creative standpoint.
Yeah.
So what were you guys' thoughts on the match and what I just presented to you with Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross? Go ahead and kick us off, Dave.
I think it worked out really well in there. I think Sammy showed a little bit more aggression than normal, but still restrained. And I will give my favorite comment of the night was the interplay between Cole and Wade Barrett, where Wade's going on about, well, he's just trying to teach Sammy a lesson that you have to purge your heart of all the weakness and his usual shtick, and in order to win gold. And Mike Cole, well, you don't really have particularly any love or fluffiness in your heart, and you never won gold. And Wade's and Wade's all like, well, that was more of a skill issue. So
dang,
That's fucked up.
All right.
That was great. But yeah, the final temptation of Sami Zayn, shall we call it, where Scarlett brings the pipe up and hands it puts it in front of Sammy, and then Sammy just takes that. He's holding it. He's considering it, and then just chucks it down onto the floor and wins clean. I was very happy with that. And I just haven't been impressed with Karrion Kross at all in there because he's just, he from a wrestling standpoint, yeah, he's great. From a heel standpoint,
he's great. Yeah.
He's really good. But the problem is that the character is basic. Okay. He's just basic. There's nothing really interesting about him. Everybody seems to have, they can build off of basic themes to make them unique. There's nothing really unique about Karrion Kross that I haven't seen before, not necessarily in wrestling, but just in real life. I mean, I know people who are carrying cross Satanists, shall I say, in there, and they're just they're so they're all the same, and they're just so skin deep that it's just not an interesting character. I mean, wrestling aside, it's just he's not clicking. And I'm guessing that's why he's starting to get squashed, like you were saying, by Triple H. Is that he's just not
well,
the numbers.
I wouldn't necessarily say squashed by Triple H, because I'll say this. This is one thing to know about Triple H, and you've seen the repetitiveness of it since he took over WWE. Triple H loves an underdog to glory story. Mm-hmm. And so he does, if you watch his pattern with people he's about to give a big push to, he has a tendency to have them lose a few matches in a row. And have them kind of reach this down point before they make their strong comeback and their push.
Which is Sammy's push, yeah.
Right. And so I could see him basically this being the beginning of something like that for Cross, where this eventually launches him into a feud with whoever the current World Heavyweight Champion or WWE Champion is. He may not win the belt, but it'll launch him into a feud of being a main eventer.
Yeah. Actually, I know exactly how to define Karrion Kross's character right now.
Okay.
He's what conservative Christians think Satanists are like.
Dang.
I kind of disagree.
Karrion
Kross to me, and Kevin, and I really need you to really think about it. Karrion Kross reminds me a little bit of. You remember when CM Punk's faction, the what was it?
The Straight Edge?
Yeah, the Straight Edge. It was a little cross between the Straight Edge Society and the RTC, the Right to Censor. Think about it.
Okay.
That
religious
zealot type,
the archetype.
That's what Karrion Kross reminds me. And guess what? It kind of works, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
I think if it's put in the correct story, it works.
Yeah, it's and they. If it had been anybody else but Sami Zayn, I don't know if that would have worked. Would have worked. If I think it would have been a younger wrestler that would be susceptible to corruption, but possibly overcoming the shit and getting over something like that.
It'd be a great way he'd be a great villain in that story. But I think what we're trying to, and this is just speculation. I don't know anybody at WWE, anything like that. I think what they're attempting to do is more about just building the character of Kross to go from being a villain to being a somewhat likable character. And he had that when he was in NXT before he left the company. Like when he left the company and came back, it killed all momentum he had with his character. And to an extent, they're kind of starting from scratch now. But dude, you're on the card at SummerSlam, so you got to be doing something right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like nobody don't use you. They may not use you at big events like this if they don't think you have potential at LA Knight. Well, say. But okay, but the next match after that was the anticipated Queen of the Ring taking on the champion match of Jade Cargill taking on Tiffany Stratton.
Now, and can I just say something? Because I messaged you guys last night when I first saw that entrance.
Sure.
And I'm like, so wait a minute. So we've got Storm versus Elsa going on because Tiffy came out all in powder blue and winter gear themed. I'm just like, okay.
Say this. And okay, I'm sorry, I forgot who was King of the Ring this year.
Seth Rollins.
No, he's Money.
No. Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
Okay, Cody did win it, so he's taking the WWE. Okay, so but yeah, like I think they dropped the ball here, but not because I'm a Jade fan. I hate Tiffany Stratton. I love Tiffany Stratton. I think her championship run has been above average. I won't say like better than most, but it's definitely been above average. I agree with people who say she has not elevated the title really, but I like her in ring work and I like her character, so I do like what she does. But I think you missed an opportunity here with Jade Cargill. I think you had the perfect build to a legitimate championship win for her. After winning King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring, after beating somebody as epic as Asuka, to go on and lose to Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam, that decision didn't make sense to me. Unless they're building to something else, that decision didn't seem to make sense to me. So that's really the match itself was awesome, but I just didn't like that finish. I didn't like the close.
I think if anything, what they're going to build to is they are going to build to more. They're building more of the Jade Naomi grudge.
You think so?
I don't think so because they're on two different brands at this point.
Yeah.
Because Naomi's now on Raw and Jade's on SmackDown.
Right.
So the only way to have them still interact would be to have Jade win the championship, which allows her freedom to move between the shows.
But in the PLEs is what I'm saying.
Oh no, what I'm saying is like no, they won't face each other even at PLEs.
Yeah.
Like if Naomi wasn't the champion on Raw, I could see what you were saying, but yeah, Naomi's the champion. They're gonna stick with their main eventers from Raw, and I just don't see the Jade. Maybe at WrestleMania, if Naomi's still champ and somehow Jade makes her way over to Raw, then we get Jade Naomi. But I think for the time being, that feud is done. I think they may have other plans for Jade as far as how they're going to use her on SmackDown, but I don't necessarily see it being with what you call. I think this Tiffany Stratton feud isn't over. Just like, but Saint, what are your thoughts on the Jade Tiffany match?
Oh, that match was pretty decent. I mean, given that there was a couple of, almost malfunctions, but they pretty much held it together. But in terms of this feud continuing, this shit is just getting ready to get started. And
I can see it.
I'm somewhere in between. Somewhere in the line, because Bianca's on SmackDown, isn't she, right now? Yeah. I think that somewhere within the next year, the match that most of us have been waiting for, and that will be a Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill, and I can see it happening somewhere probably within the next year. So yeah, I'm all for it because I've been waiting for them to go down. And then if Lash Legend gets, man.
Okay. So I will only say this. Here's what you look for if you want that. You're going to look for either a heel turn for Bianca or a heel turn for Jade.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't. Like maybe next year's SummerSlam, because you're gonna want to build that match. Like you're not gonna want to give it a 2-3 week build. You're gonna want to give.
No. We're talking about no. Trust and believe you me. We're talking about a major build up for that. Even starting, it could be starting towards the end of the year or some shit like that, or build it up to SummerSlam. Yeah. I mean, I'll be there for it. I mean, this would be like a bloodline type of energy with that.
Well, we'll see. Just keep an eye on how they interact. Okay. So this next match, again, completely confused by the finish. Not confused, but just first and foremost, let me give credit where credit is due. Fuck anybody who says having Jelly Roll in that match was a mistake. That man put in the work.
He did.
Lost a hell of a lot of weight. And did he look like Stone Cold Steve Austin or The Rock? No, but he looked good.
He looked legitimate.
He looked legitimate. They told a story in the ring, 100%. And he was a major part of telling that story. From the beginning in-ring work of his reaction to having to get in the ring with Drew McIntyre and all of that, to after the Logan Paul spot and him being carried out and that whole thing, only for them to lose at the end, to me was amazing storytelling. And it also tells me, before I let you guys take this away, that this Jelly Roll Logan Paul thing ain't over yet.
Oh.
So Dave, go ahead and kick us off with your thoughts on this particular match.
Yeah, I mean, I really like it, and I agree that this is not going to be over between Logan Paul and Jelly Roll, because Logan Paul, my personal thoughts about him aside, he is where Jelly Roll could be with more years of exposure in WWE, okay, and more years of training in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's not forget that Jelly Roll was basically where Logan Paul started off at with WWE.
Yeah.
You know, maybe a little bit more athletic, certainly.
Yeah.
But he was the celebrity coming in, and he put in the work, and
He put on a show.
he puts on a good show. Jelly Roll, for what he did, and I'm not saying that I'm a fan of the guy, but I appreciate what he put in the development for the past couple of weeks to get to the point for what he was trained in. I think that the amount of training that he'd gotten, I think that he put on a great performance.
Well, let me say this: the timeline for his training probably started sometime last year.
Okay.
Like it's because if you look at where he was size-wise, his first appearance for WWE, and then where he is now, like he had to trim down a lot first, probably before he ever started working on in-ring work. So you probably figure it was 6 months of losing that weight, and then 6 months of in-ring training at the Performance Center, this is where the Performance Center becomes a beautiful thing. Because you're not just having people that come in that, well, okay, you might have wrestled for an indie place, or you may have went to this indie wrestling school to learn a few moves, and then you come to WWE and you're in a match in Summerslam, a la like maybe somebody like Stephen Amell or something like that. Nowadays, Triple H works with these guys. They say, hey, I would love to do a match. I would love to do this. I'm pretty sure there's a game plan where it's like, okay, then if we're going to do this, you need to show up at the Performance Center like next week, or, you know, at your first available shot for training and strength and conditioning training, and we'll get you prepped that way, and then we'll start working on the moves. And they've probably been working on this match that Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, Jelly Roll have probably been working on the details of this match for at least the last couple of months. You know what I'm saying? Right. So in general, yeah, you are 100% right. Jelly Roll is where Logan Paul started out. Will he get to where Logan Paul is? That's up to Jelly Roll. Does Jelly Roll really want to be a WWE superstar, or was just a moment checking off something on his bucket list that he always wanted to do, which was wrestle in a WWE ring? You know, but I don't think that the Logan Paul feud with him is over. And I'll give you this one reason before I let Saint drop in with his thoughts. Normally, celebrity match, celebrities align with the face, two heels are on the opposite side of the ring. Think back to Hogan and Mr. T against Paul Orndorff and Roddy Piper. If you think back to even dating back to then, when you came to today, 90+% of the time, the celebrity person wins along with the face. They go over. That didn't happen in this match. Not only did that not happen, but Logan Paul specifically pinned Jelly Roll. It wasn't like Orton ate the pin.
Right.
So that leads me to believe that there's much more meat to this story that they want to tell us between those two than just what we saw.
And last thought for me, Jelly Roll really, really took it to Logan Paul directly. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we've got this guy who's prancing, who's mocking, who's everything, and Jelly Roll just
handled it, smacked it down.
yes
Until he caught that Claymore to the side.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
And Saint, your thoughts?
Well, like you were pretty much like you were agreeing on the heels of the Mr. T and Hulk Hogan, Orndorff, and Piper match. You know, celebrity matches usually are kind of funny with the gimmick matches even. But
Yeah.
the only other match that especially that I give special context to other than that Jelly Roll was the match between Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn
Yeah,
a
that was
few
a great
years
one.
back, which was a really great match with it being a celebrity in there, and it turned out to be totally excellent. Um, this match here, this one worked over. It was legit. It really was like asses were really get kicked.
Listen to that
It
crowd
was a
when Jelly
square.
Roll was
I
having
mean,
his little moment.
yeah, like when listen, when he went through that table,
Oh yeah.
when
Oh,
he went, when that motherfucker leaped off of that ring
yeah.
and went through the table, he had listen, I wouldn't give six fucks. No celebrity has ever eaten it like that.
Yep.
Has he up like that? Yeah.
And I'm talking about in the 40 years or the 30 something years of SummerSlam. Nobody. In fact, in fucking WWE history, no celebrity has ever eaten a bullet like that.
Yeah.
At least I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
When he took him through that table, I said,
Tom,
and
Jelly Roll.
I know his old lady was over there like, this
Is he
motherfucker
okay?
just went, is he okay? God damn. Like,
Now, I'm glad you brought that up, that spot up, because I have to say something. And I say this with all the love in my heart. I love me some WWE. Y'all have got, whoever's working the production truck, bro, you guys have got to learn to stay away from certain cameras during setup. Because multiple times during that match, the camera angle was at an angle where you saw the person about to take the bump setting up for the bump. And like you saw Jelly Roll when Logan Paul climbed up to the top and all of that. You saw Jelly Roll kind of brace himself for Paul's splash. And, you could have gotten a shot of Paul without Jelly Roll in it so that we didn't see that. Because to me, when you see something like that, it kind of ruins the experience a small amount because you understand, okay, dude, you were aware enough. You could have actually gotten up and like completely dodged that altogether. If you were aware enough to brace yourself for it. So like, and they did it twice. I think they did it like 3 times. And it was unfortunately always Jelly Roll, like that they were setting up. And it's not his fault. That's on the production. That's on production truck to make sure to stay away from that camera to give him time to set up. So that was my only gripe is that with them a couple of times was that like, come on, man, y'all got to do better. Y'all been in business on TV for 50 plus years. And y'all should know this. Yeah. It's kind of like program. It's kind of like a thing that they do a lot where they shoot the almost pins from the wrong angle. So you see the wrestler that's laying on the ground looking up at the ref's arm to time the kick out. It's like, dude, they're like, you got 6 cameras around the ring. You could be on a different camera that doesn't show that angle. And so yeah, that's just something I wanted to bring up real quick. It's been getting on my nerves with WWE, and it really got on my nerves with that match. Like, because they did it, I'm like, that's not Jelly Roll's fault. Like, that's not him not knowing where to be positioned. He was positioned where he was supposed to. The camera shouldn't have been put in a way where you could see what he was doing. Like in the main event, when Gunther starts bleeding, they did that perfectly. He went behind. I can almost guarantee you he bladed or did something else to get that blood out. And that's why he went down behind whatchamacallit, behind the announcer's desk and then came back up with blood everywhere. Okay, like very well done. Don't show us them bleeding or doing whatever they need to do to bleed. Don't show us that shit. It ruins the moment. So, but congratulations to Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. Like I said, I don't think this is over yet, but we got classic Orton moves, classic, and Jelly Roll hit us with, what did they call it? The Jelly Roll Slam, side slam they did to Drew McIntyre. Like, yeah. All right, so that led us to our main event, or some would call it double main event, that saw Gunther and CM Punk go at it in what I thought was one of the best wrestling matches in WWE in a very long time. And it ended with the right man winning. It truly did. With Punk finally having his moment and finally winning the World Heavyweight Championship. So let's give a bravo to the match, because what the really interesting part about the match is what happened afterwards. So after Punk wins the belt, Punk has his moment. He's literally like showing the emotion in the ring, and he's sitting there, and he stands up to celebrate with the crowd. And of course, what do we hear? Burn it down.
Yeah.
Now, out walks Mr. Seth Rollins on crutches. So everybody's like, well, even the announcers say, well, I guess this is just Seth showing off the fact of, reminding everybody, hey, I still got this. Seth proceeds to turn around like that. The announcers are right. He stops about halfway back to the entrance, and in classic Kaiser Sose fashion, he drops the crutches, turns around of his own volition, and proceeds to unbuckle and drop off his brace, grabs the Money in the Bank case from Paul Heyman, and proceeds to jog down to the ring. CM Punk tried to fight back after the grueling match with Gunther, even got him up for
go to sleep,
but couldn't pull it off, got beat down, and in classic Money in the Bank fashion, one stomp later, and we had ourselves a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Seth freaking Rollins. Another feud that I don't believe is over. Saints, your thoughts on the closing match?
All right. First of all, congratulations to CM Punk winning, because that match was brutal as fuck. Okay, the chops were ridiculous. They were ridiculous. And the couple of times that Gunther was like, I can't deal with this. Like, he made him bleed.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody has ever made Gunther bleed.
Not that I know of.
No. So that right there was pretty much a takeaway. And then, of course, the GTSs were in great fashion.
Yeah.
And I'm loving, and I'm telling you, I was like, I saluted in the whole 9 yards, and then hark, here comes the music of Seth Rollins, and I'm like, yeah, you on your crutches. We just know nothing is ever right with anything, and I said, he's probably gonna just hobble down there and get his way, but no. When he took that cast off, I was like, here comes WrestleMania. Was it 39?
33, I was there.
30? No, yeah.
It was at Levi's Stadium.
Yeah. WrestleMania, I said, here comes WrestleMania 33 over again, because we know what the fuck shit was coming, and then all of a sudden, here comes goddamn Seth Rollins taking his money to the bank in Money in the Bank briefcase, and we knew this shit was coming, and I was like, you know what? That's why I said the fuckery as soon as I got off of face, as soon as I got off the game, or as soon as I got off the off of watching the pay per view, the fuckery WWE, because we knew some of that shit was gonna happen, and I guarantee you now the story's gonna build up, and I can't wait because I honestly believe that a Seth Rollins and a motherfucking Roman Reigns match is coming, and I guarantee you it's coming. And it's gonna be a match that's gonna is either gonna be either a no submission match or a fucking no holds bars or anything like that, because they will literally beat the hell out of each other. I've been waiting for it.
Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow night when Seth comes out to celebrate his victory. Let's see if Roman interrupts him, or if we're going to get CM Punk and Seth Rollins for a couple months over the World Heavyweight Championship. Because remember, this ties in also to the fact that Seth Rollins at one point told CM Punk that he would do whatever it takes to make sure that CM Punk never reaches the pinnacle of WWE. And this would be another opportunity, or this would be another example of Seth Rollins being a man of his word. Dave, your thoughts on this closing match?
Like I said, I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to be watching it, but I was pretty much expecting all of what's been described. I knew that this was going to be a great match. Between Gunther and Punk was going to be epic because they're both fantastic wrestlers. The cashing in Money in the Bank wasn't really a surprise for me. But I agree that the Punk Rollins, Punk Rollins is going to be the new Hogan Iron Sheik without the jingoism. It's going to be.
See that.
This is going to be for the rest of CM Punk's career. This is going to be the rival.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 100%. Like, and that's the thing with it, guys. Like, great rivalries never die, so to speak. And that's just the truth of great wrestling rivalries. They go on even beyond death. Just ask the Iron Sheik. But yeah, so that closed out SummerSlam. The Money in the Bank cash in, I liked it. I like Seth Rollins as the World Heavyweight Champion a lot more than I would have liked him trying to cash in on the Cena Cody Rhodes match. I think it tells a better story right now, and I think we're going to see some fun things coming up in the months to come. I would say one thing to expect Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker to win the tag team championships at some point. All right, so we got about 10, 15 more minutes left in the segment, so we're going to go on ahead and take a look at tonight's card for SummerSlam. And that will these are not in order, but we will be discussing in the order that they're listed on Wikipedia. But Naomi taking on Rhea Ripley, taking on Io Sky. Saint, kick us off with your thoughts on this match.
It's going to be a brutal match. I will say that it's going to be brutal, but with all intents and purposes and stuff, Naomi's going to retain.
I can see that.
Naomi's going to retain.
So Rhea and Io should proceed with caution.
Oh, you're killing me, Dave. You're killing me.
I think what it's going to start off as is it's going to start off as a handicap match with Rhea and Io just nodding together and laying the smackdown on Naomi to wear her down. Where it goes from there, I would like to see Io retake the title because I just like her. She's just such a joy to watch wrestle, and with her promos and just in general.
Yeah.
I would love to see that, but it's a toss up for me as to what's going to happen.
Okay. All right, and then next we've got Becky Lynch, who started Happy Gilmore too, since we can't hear enough of that. And Lyra Valkyria. Rune Scribe, kick us off with your thoughts on this match.
It's been
And if
built
Lynch
up.
wins, one more thing. If Lynch wins, Lyra can no longer challenge for the Intercontinental title.
She cannot challenge Becky Lynch for
Right, as long as Becky is champ. Yeah.
Right. So, who's in line to challenge Becky for the Intercontinental? I think that's what it comes down to.
Oh, who's up next?
Yeah, who's up next?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. They haven't really set anybody up yet, but it could be anybody from the women's division. Shit, it could be Bianca Belair.
Okay. I, of course, am going to be completely behind and rooting for my Raven Queen to win back her belt. But I could see Becky just continuing the bitch storyline. Yeah. Continuing the heel bitch in charge storyline for her. And winning, and Lyra's resigned, and then at what comes after Clash in Paris?
I don't think they've announced that yet, but I can look it up. Go on.
Yeah, but the PLE after Clash in Paris, they'll build up to have another of the ladies taking the IC title away from Becky, which then leads to Lyra closing out the year, getting the IC title back.
Could be. Let's see. Okay, you got Clash in Paris, and then we'll have Crown Jewel in Perth, and then we get Survivor Series.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like there's any, because we got Clash in Paris at the end of August. There is no September pay-per-view.
Okay.
There'll probably be I believe there is a September Saturday night's main event though.
Okay.
But yeah. Saint, your thoughts?
Well, I gotta stick with the man. You know, I mean, Lyra Valkyria, she is really, really awesome. Her ring work is totally excellent. But the man, she's just gonna run with that killer instinct and still throw down and get dangerous. And it's nothing against the challenger, but I've seen the fuckery that has also gone behind Becky Lynch. So I'm looking for her to possibly retain this one.
Yeah.
All right.
Plus if Becky retains, then we get Seth and Becky being completely insufferable to the locker room.
We could see that. Even though I don't know if they're going to go with that storyline anymore after how
I would like that.
well received the Triple H Stephanie McMahon storyline was when Triple H basically owned WWE for like 2 years. All right, so next up is Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu in a steel cage match for the U.S. title. Saint, kick us off with your thoughts, sir.
Yada I mean?
Oh.
That's it.
That's it. All right, Dave.
All gas, no brakes.
This one is another one that's going to be too tough to call, I think. I just know that, like I said last week, I will be surprised if the steel cage is standing at the end of the match between those two. And, side note, New Jersey just had an earthquake today. So, which you know,
It may have another one tonight.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, but WWE, pushing to try to put Bronson Reed over over with the crowd. It's kind of getting a little out of hand now. Okay.
but all right. So next up, we have a Dominic Mysterio, the master heel that he is, taking on the one and only phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Ruskar, you can kick us off with your thoughts on this one.
AJ is gonna beat the crap out of Dom, I think, simply because with Judgment Day losing the women's, it's going to start setting up even more club drama in there, as all of a sudden Dom and Rachel and Liv and Roxanne, they can start questioning the leadership of Finn Balor, since, well, we notice you've got gold, we don't have gold, we got no help from you at SummerSlam, and it's going to create division within that crew, because also, and it would be a good transition to break down the Judgment Day in order to build up Seth's faction as the heel faction.
Yeah. Well, you also got to remember, like, the Judgment Day was created. They've always been a secondary faction because they were created during the time of the Bloodline, and they were definitely secondary to the Bloodline and haven't really taken over the top faction spot, even with the lack of there being a true faction at the top anymore.
They had a great moment where every single one of them had the gold.
Yeah.
And
I would say this is the second time that they've had the everybody's carrying gold, because the last time they did it was Damian Priest with the World Heavyweight Championship and Rhea Ripley with the Women's World Heavyweight Championship at the same time.
Okay.
But all right,
it gives a good chance to do a reset for Judgment Day.
Yeah.
So that new people like me who are newer to the current lore, we're not having to go through all the back issues trying to find out what's going on. Things get reset, so we get to watch the process from the beginning again.
Sure. Saint, your thoughts on this match?
Okay, I'll say this: the Judgment Day, or better yet, Rey Mysterio is going to not Rey Mysterio, but Dom Mysterio is going to retain, because Judgment Day, they still have the gold.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a little bit of dissension on the women's part, not so much as the males, not yet, because you got to remember, as Dave continues to throw the Liv Morgan angle out there, and now that the ladies have lost gold, it's going to be some drama in there. That I can see. But from the men's side, as long as they hold the gold for just a minute, I'll get it, unless he loses. Now, I would love to see AJ Styles get back into this, into this fight. But I think Dom is still going to hold out just for a little while, at least until Survivor Series.
Fair enough.
Or one of the other two pay-per-views.
What could be interesting? I could see, with the women's tag team having changed hands now, I could see Liv comes back, and then we have, on Liv's return, we have an ultimatum match between Liv and Roxanne Perez. where
Possibility.
loser gets kicked out of Judgment Day.
Yeah. Now,
And then Liv. It could be a way for Liv and Dom to exit Judgment Day, or to force the issue on Dom to decide. More drama. It's like, you're going to choose Judgment Day, or you're going to choose your girl.
yeah. And here's the thing about it. I could see all of that going down, but we understand that we're probably a good 3 to 4 months away from Liv
Right.
Morgan even coming back
Right.
in
Yeah.
partial form. So whatever happens with that, right now, I think the storyline is just going to be that level of disappointment, and it's going to be more about Raquel Rodriguez moving away from the Judgment Day for the time being. I think that you got a deep story there or you got a lot of story there with Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan kind of fighting over Dom. But we did see that with Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley already over Dom. So we may not see it.
But that's the Dom storyline is he always macks on his female stablemates.
But okay, so the next match is literally the biggest TLC match to ever take place at any SummerSlam, WrestleMania, etc.
That's going to be
the Wide Six will defend their WWE Tag Team Championships against Andrade and Rey Fenix, DIY, better known as Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, Fraxium, Axiom, and Nathan Frazier, Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, and the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. This match will be epic.
I can't call that. I'm not calling that, because that, in the essence of the words of the great JR, this is going to be a slobber knocker. And with the tables, ladders, and chairs, oh my, shit.
Yeah.
Listen, that is probably going to be one of the epic matches of the evening, because there's no way that's going to be mayhem in a box.
Now, here's the question. What's the difference between the tag team championship that the White Six have and the tag team championship that Finn and JD have?
Because they're both
one's the Raw Tag Team Championships, the other's the SmackDown Championships.
Got it. Okay.
So everything on SmackDown is the real quick, but just a quick, everything on SmackDown is the WWE Championship.
Okay.
You have WWE Universal or WWE Heavyweight Championship on John Cena. You have the WWE Women's Championship on Tiffany Stratton, and then you have the WWE Tag Team Championships on the Wyatt Six. On Raw, you have Seth Rollins, your World Heavyweight Champion. Everything on Raw is the World Heavyweight. You have your Women's World Heavyweight Championship belt. You have your WWE World Heavyweight Tag Team titles.
Got it. Okay.
Right. So everything they're all aligned like that. So this is just the SmackDown Tag Team.
Got it. Okay. Got it.
All right. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Go on.
Well, no. My whole thing with this particular match, like I said, it's going to be a slobber knocker. It's going to be a creme de la creme of everything, like boom, bam, boom. It's going to be brutal.
For sure. Dave, your thoughts?
Nothing but brutalness.
I can't disagree with anything that he just said.
There you go. I'm going to call it and say one of two results. We're either going to see Andrade and Phoenix win it, or we're going to see the Street Profits regain the titles. I don't see the Wyatt Six retaining here, but that's just.
You don't think so?
Nah, I have my reasons, but they're not like grounded in anything other.
And
than
I mean, if they use the free, and the only reason I say that is because, the free bird rule is going to be is being
but you don't. But with this match, you don't need the free, because it's a no disqualification match. It's a TLC match, so you don't need the Freebird rule to involve Eric Rowan or involve Uncle Howdy. they can just come and interfere. So, like, I guess, yeah, if they come running out, they could retain. So I ain't gonna lie there. All right, so let's move into this final match because we still got video games left to do.
Yeah, jeez.
John Cena taking on Cody Rhodes. I guess on SmackDown, I didn't get a chance to see it. Unfortunately, I did see the promo, but I didn't see all of everything that happened on SmackDown. But I guess John Cena said he's going to go back to being his own self, and he's going to be facing Cody Rhodes as Thugonomics, or not Dr. Thugonomics, but Hustle, Loyalty, Respect John Cena. So, gentlemen, whoever wants to go first, go ahead and kick us off with your thoughts on this match.
Dave?
Cody gets the belt, but with the heel turn.
And
turnabout is fair play.
Yeah.
That's that. You know what, Dave? I ain't got to say nothing else because that's exactly what we're on the same team today. Yeah, that's exactly what the fuck is gonna happen, and I'm like, there's just no way it couldn't not be. Could not.
Now, that's where I will have to disagree with you. I think that I think there's a lot of people saying that they expect this Cody Rhodes heel turn, and I think it's kind of like John Cena. When you got a white meat baby face, you don't turn him heel. And right now, there's more money in Cody continuing to chase that title than there is in Cody turning heel and taking the title from Cena. I've said this multiple times when we've talked about this. I do not see Cena dropping that belt before his final match in December to anybody. Everybody is just being served up to Cena for his final run. I do not think Cena drops that title. I do think there is interference. I don't think it's going to have anything to do with Travis Scott or The Rock.
I listen. Them motherfuckers done got out the Travis Scott. Listen, he could have been booted. I could give 6 fucks about him.
Well, I'm just saying. I think both of them. I think with Cena's promo on Friday night, I think they've ended their part in this whole storyline altogether.
But let me counter your argument about the Prophet coming in with Cody staying babyface.
Yeah.
Where last week when we were discussing Sami Zayn, you pointed out the one thing that the crowd loves the most is a redemption arc.
Right.
So Cody turning heel and taking the belt and being the bad guy for a while, that leads into a redemption arc for Cody.
100%. I could see it going that way. It's just, again, there's more money right now in Cody remaining a babyface. Even if Cody does win, I may be completely wrong from that angle, but there's more money in Cody getting the belt as a face and staying as a face. Don't think that I'm saying that a Cody Rhodes heel turn down the line isn't in line. I just don't think it fits this storyline with John Cena. Because here's the main reason why. If you have Cody flip, now you've taken all of the air out of the Cena turn. Now the Cena turn means nothing. Because now you're taking your current white meat babyface that is basically the John Cena of right now and Cody, and you're making him into John Cena again. And so I think that there is a better time and there is a lot better of a way than during this particular feud, which I do believe at the end of the day, Cody will win. And Cody will win the belt back. But I think that at this point in time in the storyline,
he's going to keep it clean.
Right. I think because look at how Cody's been presented during this feud.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now you have John Cena like, hey, dude, and this is where I kept telling people with the Rock situation where I was like, that is what told me that we weren't really going to see the Rock come back and help Cena anymore. Is when you had John talking to Cody, just saying like, look, dude, at a certain point in your career, you got to do what you got to do to be on top. You got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Cody's nowhere near that point in his career where he's got to do what he's got to do. You know what I'm saying? He's still the golden boy. He's still the fan favorite. He's not at that point. John Cena is. John Cena's on his way out the door. John Cena's at the point where it's like, I want my one more run. I want my number 17. Now, I'm going to address this real quick for those fuckers on the internet and comment sections that say, oh, well, John Cena pulled the strings because he wanted to win his 17th. This was, I can guarantee you, the decision to put the belt on John and have him win 17 was collaborated with for John, but the final decision was made by Triple H. Mm-hmm. This was something that Triple H wanted to do for John Cena on his way out the door, so that he could have that one last run and he could have that title of the most championships in WWE history. But believe me, when John Cena wrestles his final match, John Cena will go out looking up at the lights because he is a true professional like that. So he will lose that final match. We can know that. But John Cena in general, right now, I don't even think we've seen Cena turn back face again. Because everybody keeps talking about a double turn, and Cena turns back face. I don't even think with that promo on Friday night, the way I listened to it, some of the things that he said, I don't even think we've seen Cena turn back good. I think he's just giving Cody what he wanted.
Right.
Like Cody said the week before, I want to face that John Cena. I don't want to face this. I want to face that John Cena. So I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, so John's giving him what he wants. Doesn't mean John.
So he's gonna go and then he's gonna do the villain turn right at the end of the match, and
do something to retain his belt.
I think, yeah.
Because remember, the whole thing with Cena right now is he's desperate. He's desperate to hold on to the title. He was desperate enough to work with The Rock to get the title. He's desperate, and so I could see all of this being a fake. But again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I could be 1,000,000% wrong about all of this. The Rock could walk out and help Cody Rhodes win, and we could see a Cody Rhodes heel turn on SummerSlam. We don't know.
It's a possibility.
I just don't necessarily think it's as much of a possibility as others do. And I'm not as excited to see a Cody Rhodes heel turn yet. The WWE has enough top heels. So I'm not really, I think I like the fact that the WWE thing was done because WWE, it was something that fans had wanted for a long time with John Cena. But I think turning Cody just for the sake of turning Cody, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But that was SummerSlam. So 2 quick subjects we're going to jump on real quick, gentlemen, before we move on to video games, is Vince McMahon getting his ass into more trouble. Charged with reckless driving out there in the Saints area of Connecticut, and doesn't surprise me. A billionaire with nothing to do, a billionaire with fucking time on his hands, gets into a car crash. Woo! Big surprise. But gentlemen, your thoughts on Vince McMahon, 70, almost 80 something years old, getting into a car crash?
Listen, I have no thoughts of Vince McMahon. I really don't. Listen, when Roxy told me a little bit about the article, and it was, I think it was in passing, just in a conversation. Vince McMahon gets into this accident, blah blah blah, and then we dismissed it just as quickly. So I could give 6 fucks about anything that deals with Vince McMahon. Like, you're not even involved in the WWE anymore, so who cares?
100%. 100%. Dave, your thoughts?
I actually feel for Stephanie, Shane, and Triple H and all the rest of the McMahon family for having to deal with it, simply because our family has had to deal with elders driving when they shouldn't, and far beyond when they should be driving, because they don't want to give up their independence. And I'm glad that nobody was hurt in it, but like I said, I really feel for the family, because I know how difficult it is to have to deal with a matriarch who really shouldn't be out there, but continues to insist that they're fine and they can drive.
Yeah, 100%. And and Vince McMahon is such a brutish asshole, so to speak.
Yeah, and
That
then
ain't
a
nobody
lot of
stopping him
people,
from getting me on the well.
and
Yeah.
then on the roads, trust and believe you me, Connecticut drivers are something
Else.
to left to be desired. Trust and believe you me, we dodge around them every day.
Yeah. Well, I'll say, all right. So last subject is a real quick touch on, and we'll get more into this next week. The WWE Unreal thing. Watched it on Netflix this week. I was rather impressed. I think if you don't necessarily have an idea about what goes on behind the scenes in wrestling, it's a good peek without pulling back the entire curtain.
Mhm.
And if you are somebody who is aware of what's going on behind the scenes, or what goes on behind the scenes, you understand that not everything was shown, but they showed enough to tell a good story, a good couple of stories. So I approved of it. I don't know if you guys have watched it, but I'm looking
I haven't
forward.
seen it. I haven't seen
It basically covers the time from late December last year all the way through WrestleMania. And it focuses on specific wrestlers and specific storylines, etc. Like they give you the whole behind the scenes about how the whole Cody Soul storyline came to be behind the scenes, and then also how they decided, like how they came to the conclusion to turn Cena heel during Elimination Chamber and all of that. So like it gives you a lot of insight that you probably wouldn't have as an average wrestling fan. But to me, I'm not with those wrestling purists who are like, they chose too much of the business. Like, dude, most of the stuff people already know from dirt sheets and shit like that. And those who don't know, I doubt it's really altering them that much on the game. So, but in general, it's a good show. I suggest everybody watch it. It's on Netflix, 5 episodes. It said it'll be back next year, so I'm assuming every year, shortly after WrestleMania season, probably June, July, we'll begin to get an Unreal documentary about the road to WrestleMania, because that's basically what it was about. It was all the major storylines from the road to WrestleMania, leading up to the WrestleMania matches themselves. So I'm more than happy with it. All right, so that will close out the wrestling talk. Shout out to Miss Toy. Thanks for tapping in.
Thank you.
Hey,
Appreciate you. She
Yeah.
tapped in on YouTube, not on whatchamacallit. And Breaking the Silence was tapped in podcast with Nikki Nicole, tapped in on YouTube as well. So thank both of you guys for showing us some love there. Appreciate you. And next up we have and I just realized I never ran the intro for SmackDown Alley before we jumped into it. But oh well.
Oh, well.
Maybe next week. All right, Dave. So you're going to kind of lead us through these. These were the stories that you brought to the table. So,
Yeah. So
all right.
let's lead off. First of all, Fallout Creators' beloved D&D game is coming to Steam 22 years after launch. Okay, and this is about a classic Dungeons and Dragons module from back in the day that was made back in 2003 by Troika Games. And Tim Kaine, the guy who created Fallout, was the one who he was responsible for this at Troika Games. He's now reworking it. This is the classic. You guys may have actually heard of this one, Temple of Elemental Evil. This is one of the core classic modules for.
that was like what? That was like, wasn't that like 84, 85?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You guys.
Full
yes,
of-
I used to play D&D.
Yeah, full of absolute fuckery in there. This module is infamous in gaming circles as just how much fuckery you have to go through in it. So yeah, that is going to be coming from do, 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 SNEG company,
Okay,
which
so
is
I
yeah,
mean, are they gonna do any like updates with this, or are they
they
doing?
are
I mean, are they keeping everything in its original
from
in
what
its
I've
original structure?
yeah, from what I'm reading is that they are just it's a word is escaping me. Um, it's sort of a re-release, enhanced re-release, because um, they're staying with the same game system in the 2003 game, which was 3.5 edition Dungeons and Dragons, as opposed to updating it to fifth edition, which is what Baldur's Gate 3 is based off of.
Okay.
So it's going to be slightly different mechanics, but from what I understand, it's just a what's it called when you get an older game and you bring it up to current specs?
Okay.
Yeah, it's that basically. So be looking for that coming soon. We'll have more information about that.
Okay.
All right, and Dune Awakening, the massive multiplayer game. Um, the current patch has shattered all the dreams of players who want to ride Shai Hulud. They have made it impossible for you to ride sandworms now. You cannot
That
summon
sucks.
Shai Hulud and get your Fremen posse and go raid the Harkonnen base.
Hmm.
You try to get on a sandworm, it eats you.
Damn. Well, at least they're getting more realistic.
Yeah, yep,
Yeah.
yep,
You try to get on a sandworm, it's going to eat you.
yep. All right, and
Such a
um,
glorious death shall not take me to Asgard.
all right. Sony Game Studios is suing Chinese developer Tencent over the ripoff of Horizon Dawn called Light of Motoram,
Okay.
where both games, and you can be watching me on the night shift playing through Horizon Zero Dawn. Both games are post-apocalyptic, where you're using um, spears and bows and arrows to take down robotic animals and scavenge parts. And yeah, there is a lot of similarities, both in the female redheaded protagonist
Uh,
and in the design aesthetic of the robot animals you're taking down.
okay.
Um, and I just have to say, I, for one, am shocked that a Chinese company would not respect international copyrights. This
Well,
is
what do you? Well, I mean, it
It's
happens
a
all the
Chinese
time, man.
company.
So
what? Yeah,
it's just that somebody just got caught.
yeah, I
I
know.
mean,
Well, it was blatant caught. It's it's pretty blatant. Uh, it,
that's
it,
that's like you got the Play Plus. You got the Play Plus 6. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the PlayStation. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah.
I mean,
No,
just
I
keeping it a buck, bro.
dude.
It's just what it is, man.
Yeah, it is what it is, and um, we'll keep you updated on how that proceeds.
Yeah,
But we'll,
listen. I'm looking forward to it because I love when these companies sue these other companies with doing games and stuff like that. Because believe you me, it always happens with games and then it's always happening with consoles. Especially
Yep.
with these overseas companies that do these little pretending PlayStations like, hey, this is better than your PlayStation 5. And
Yeah.
then you throw something up, and then you have like throwback games and shit like that. Like, I don't want this.
Yep.
Get the hell out
So,
of here. This is what I want. This is my game. Like,
yep. Okay. And um, next to last, and kind of tying in with video games because they're starting to go into the video game market more and more. Games Workshop is seeking $10 million in damages from sellers of Warhammer 40K, a worldwide crackdown affecting nearly 170 sellers that their bank accounts are frozen by Games Workshop and sales platforms. Um, the controversy is pretty much over one, knockoff kits, which again, we can all speculate on where those knockoff kits are coming out of. And two, the rise of 3D printing. Okay, because now I understand protecting your copyright. Okay, I have no problem with that. But Games Workshop seems to be taking a page from Hasbro's business relation book playbook, which is sue your potential third-party creators, expanding your brand. Now, I don't have a problem with them shutting down the international knockoff markets.
Right.
Okay, but the problem is that Games Workshop, being around for 40 plus years, for 40K, Warhammer 40K, there is so much lore, so many different armies that they've put out, that they've pushed, only to recall back, and so many different pieces that can be gone in, like the 3D printing market, like Shapeways, which is a platform where there were vendors selling shoulder pads for Space Marines for factions and chapters that Games Workshop isn't doing, but are very popular. They've closed down what was their one specialty subsidiary, which is called Forge World, which used to make a bunch of these spare parts so that instead of just your basic Imperial Guard, you can instead make like Elysium drop troops, which are like paratroopers, which have a whole other army build in them. But
Right.
that's been canceled. But instead, it's like, Kev, it's like Dark Lord, when I was talking with you before we got on about magnetic recording tape, how every Hollywood studio and music producer was adamant about keeping this technology, about squashing it completely, keeping it out of the US. And it took Bing Crosby embracing it so that he could record his shows for posterity. And then magnetic tape recording became the industry standard for the next 60 years.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so it's Games Workshop being penny wise but pound foolish because they can't see the potential of 3D printing, of allowing these smaller companies, or even having an app themselves where you can get these smaller bits that really don't make a whole lot of profit for them, and outsourcing that to third party or even just fans that have their own 3D printers, or even having 3D printers in stores so that they can make these bits that are in demand. So, yeah, there's just a lot of iconic stuff that is being lost to the history of time um, for Games Workshop because they're not updating, they're not bringing it forward into the lore. They are always constantly pushing newer molds, newer builds, newer things, and it's not necessarily good for the fan base. You know, they need to learn the general lesson of Dungeons and Dragons. It doesn't matter how many lawsuits that Hasbro brings. They're not going to take my first edition AD&D books away and prevent me from playing it.
Right.
Yeah. All that they can do is just ban those games at Gen Con, which is what Games Workshop does with older armies that they don't support anymore. Nope, can't play that army in official tournaments.
Yeah.
So all you end up doing is really pissing off your customers.
Which for
Burn them
some
down.
odd
No,
reason,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
which for some odd reason, companies are really good at doing.
Because
Anyways,
because it's C-suite MBA bullshit. So, all right, okay. And last thing that just came up. Now you guys may have heard of Pathfinder, which is an alternative to Dungeons and Dragons.
Right.
Developed it a couple of years ago. Paizo, the creators of Pathfinder, created a science fiction version called Starfinder. And Pathfinder has had some really great computer role-playing games, Kingmaker and Wrath of the Righteous. But very soon, Starfinder is going to have its own video game, Starfinder Afterlight. It's being developed by a studio in Barcelona. No word on when it's going to be coming out, but they're expecting a 40 to 60 hour completion time. And mod support on PC. Oh, early access on Steam in 2026.
okay. There we go.
So, yeah.
Right on. All right, Dave, closing out the show strong with us there. All right,
Yeah.
guys. So we're pushing up close to the start time of SummerSlam today. So let's go on ahead and wrap this up with our classic finish. Where can we find you next? For these young gentlemen here, tell us where we can find them next. Saint, kick us off, sir. What's going on with you over there in the Now versus
Okay,
Then
so we are getting down to the breaking down the bare basics of MVT Fusion. We're gonna probably continue it, where it's combining games and music. But we just started our PlayStation 2 run today, and or actually yesterday, and we're gonna be probably running another chapter of Everything or Nothing to close out the Sunday before the night shift jumps on. But yeah, it's gonna be a little bit after the classroom, but we got a lot of good things coming up, and the PlayStation 2 is going to be featured the majority of the week for my stream. So that's what we're going to be doing. So it'll be
Dave,
around maybe 10:30 Eastern.
Dave, where we going? What we doing over there on the night shift, sir?
I'm planning on being back on tonight with Spider-Man 2. I did not go on last night because the wife has not been feeling great for the past week or so, and she was finally getting some sleep, and I didn't really want to disturb her by streaming off of my PlayStation in the bedroom. So, but plan is tonight, midnight Pacific time, we'll be back into Spider-Man 2 after a long time.
All right. And then last but not least, as always, me. Normally I'd say you can catch me in about an hour and a half because it would normally be about 4:30 when we're doing this, but now you can catch me in about 3.5 hours with the one and only O'Malley. Swab sitting out this week on the classroom at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And then I'll be back on both YouTube and Twitch with Football Tuesdays and some more College Football 25 as we move forward into this week, and then all my standard streams Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I might be going on a little bit late. No, I don't have that going on this week. Okay, so yeah, I should be on around the same time, around between 10 and 11 during the day. So be sure to catch me then. And other than that, guys, it's been another great 2.5 hours. Saint, enjoy SummerSlam. Dave.
Yes.
Today's a special day, is it not?
I hate you both.
Happy birthday to you, my brother.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
You have survived yet
Dave's
another
birthday.
spin around the sun.
You're getting old
This-
just like me, bro.
I'm
Getting close to the
still
upper
jogging.
room,
I'm
man.
still jogging behind you there, though.
Well, I hope
Yeah,
you enjoy the rest of your evening.
I should, yeah.
Have some fun. Hope the wife feels better.
Yeah.
That'll be it for us, guys. Signing off. Saint,
All
are you
right.
grading us out, sir?
We are great now. D nice toe. T for she. We are out.
Peace.
Let's go ahead and get that done.